Hi everyone, Beckie Belote here. I am officially really here. This is live today. Um, I am home from Cancun. Have a little bit of color, and we had a ton of fun. I had so many of my teammates there with me, which makes it oh so special. And then my husband was there. I've told you about that, how fun that was, even though his back is not really good, so he was in a lot of pain. But he said I'd much rather be in pain in Cancun than sitting at home. So he had a ton of fun. He met some other of the husbands, and it was great. We really had a good time. I'm feeling especially blessed, and I'm just so stinking excited about my team. So many people going, and I hope many of you on my team will go next year too to where are we going? Montego Bay. So I'm working really hard to earn that, and I know they are too, because it was just so fun, so fun. So thank you all for your support. So what I have on here is my official team T-shirt. I've been doing this for a long time, and I've never had an official team T-shirt. So I'm very proud of my team T-shirt. We are my team. Oh, it's backwards. We are life catchers. That's our title, and so we have the butterflies. There's lots of meaning there for me and my team for the butterflies. That's why I chose that. Got a little camera there with a little BB right here that says Beckie Belote, stands for Beckie Belote, and it has my tagline that I created for my website, which is scrapbookwithbecky.com. You lived it, let's capture and celebrate it. So I love it. And so we had these on the trip. And so, anyways, it's special. So thanks for letting me share that with you because I'm very proud of this t-shirt. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a really cool idea. It shouldn't take me long to teach you this. Um, I showed my client something very similar. So this is a variation of what we did at the last crop. If you were with me cropping. So what we're going to start off by doing, you're going to need your trimmer for this. And I am going to use the dual tone cardstock on one side. So this is raw cardstock, so it's denser. On one side, it's one color. It's another color on the other side. And the reason I pulled this, I mean, you could do this with other of our double-sided cardstock, but the punch that I'm going to use today, and there's many punches that will work, but the one I'm going to use today is the Rainbow Ripple. And there's a lot going on in the Rainbow Ripple. So I really wanted to use a cardstock. And this one you can do some really cool things with the Rainbow Ripple. And so it's gonna be really good to be able to use the guts of the that comes out to go back in to get some different looks. So that's why I chose this one. That's why I chose the dual tone cardstock. And I also chose the dual tone cardstock because we have a promo right now that if you spend $120 on items that are in a special category. So if you hit shop and then go to promo, I think across the top, I think or maybe there's a column. There's promo, there's deals. So we've got a lot of punches. We have several punches on sale right now for half off. But if you hit on promo, if you grab any of those items in that section and they add up to $120, you'll get a super cool water bottle. And this, I hardly ever save promos because then I have them and then you all want them. But and then I can't find them and it's very frustrating. So I don't usually, brag about that, but I really wanted this one for myself. It's like a crossbody, or you could hang it on one shoulder if you want to, and it will hold your water bottle and your phone and like if you were on the beach and you wanted to just take some medications or whatever, it's insulated and I think it's really super cool. So I wanted one for myself. So one of the things I stocked up on was the dual tone cardstock. So I thought if you're trying to hit it, you might want to look at that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with this technique. I'm going to change my screen. Um, oh, and, oops, that screen. And any of our punches are going to work where when you do the border, it doesn't fall off. You see how there's silver up here? There's not a row of silver underneath. But if I were to grab, for instance, this super cool new punch that I love, that if you don't have it, you want it. It's got silver on the top and the bottom. I'm not choosing punches that do that. All right, for this skill. Only because I haven't tried it with it. Think it actually may work, but it may not look quite as pretty. So I'm going to steer away from that for these take our trimmer and I'm going to level it to the ledge, which is 1 3/4. All right. And then what I'm going to do, I'm leveling it to the edge. And then, oops, and that way you don't have to think about it, right? I know how y'all don't like to do that. And then I want you to find 1 3/4. So here's the two. There's the one. 1 3/4 is going to be closer to the two. It's it's a bigger hash uh it's a bigger thing that sticks out there. We're not going to be able to use all of these lines underneath, which is frustrating. So what we're going to do, we're going to identify it. We're going to slide this down. My goal is to put the little white line that's here on the side of my trimmer on top of that I can't think of the name of those, that little needle guy. And I'm going to put my head down here so you see I'm looking sideways. That one stands higher than the other, so you really can see it. And also on the carriage, I noticed this because this is such a specific cut. Do you see these little feet down there? Not only do we have the line here, but we do have that little foot right there and a little white foot. Do you see that right there in the hole? I want to make sure that little white foot is at that 1 3/4 mark. So there's where's my two? There's my two. I'm gonna go back and make sure that little thing is on top of that little spindle that sticks out. And I can see it pretty good because these quarter marks and half marks, they stick out a little farther and the little ones are kind of back, so you don't see those. Now I'm gonna look to where I'm going. So this is 12 to 11. I want this to be 1 3/4. So really it's 10 1/4. That'll give me 1 3/4 space down there. So 10 1/4. So there it is right there. There's the 10, the big long mark that goes out. This is the next highest one. So I'm going to lean over again and I'm going to make sure that that little foot is sticking on top of that. 10 1/4. The half mark is real prominent. The quarter mark, not as much, but it's going to be good enough. All right, so it's a little hard to see that, but at least you know that we're leveling the paper to the ledge. We're going to lean over. We want 1 3/4. So there's the two. I'm backing up to that first line that sticks out. This one will be easier because I have a cut line to go to. So that's helpful. All right, and then we're going to turn it around, go level it to the edge. We're going to go 1 3/4. I'm going to lean over again. I can put that little white foot on top of that mark. I can see it here. So this is going to be easy. And then last but not least, level it. This time we have cut lines on both ends. So really it was just that first cut down at the bottom that I found it's a little hard to see. All right, so we're going to pull this out. You can save this for mats or whatever. All right, so the next step, you're going to put this either on your 12-inch silicone mat or on your 13-inch cutting mat, and you're going to grab a pen. And I already have done this once. So the side that you want up, in other words, I want this to be up when I show it. I'm not going to put my dots on that side. I'm going to put it on this side. Now pay attention. Pay attention. What I want you to do is I want you to put dots on the inside. All right. So they're really going to be gone. So it doesn't really matter what side unless you make a mistake. The last one I made a mistake on. So I'm not going to say that you won't make a mistake. And I think it's just better to flip it so that if you do make a mistake, you don't see your dot afterwards. All right. So I'm going all the way around and I'm putting it on the 6-inch mark on the inside. It's very important that you're on the inside. Okay. Because we don't usually cut on the inside with our border punches. All right. So now what we're going to do, this particular one is super cool because it actually has a pretty prominent thing sticking out that is telling you where the middle is. So not all of them do that. Let me grab another one that would be good. Like this mountain is a good example of one. However, it does not have that middle there for you. So you well, actually, oh, look at this. I didn't even see this before. You see that dip? This has like a metal dip right there. So this actually is pointing to the middle. All right, so it's actually right in between these mountains. All right, but some of them may not. So if they don't, you might want to put a little dot where the exact middle is, okay? That's going to be kind of important, but I love it that this one had that mark. All right, so we're going to cut the first one upside down all the way around. So you see that dot? Let's see if you can see it. There it is. I want to make sure that dot goes under the arrow, and I'm pushing it all the way in. So the dot is actually going to disappear. I just am using that to line up. So you're going to do that all the way around. Please save your scraps. All right, there's the dot, putting it underneath that arrow all the way around. Save your scraps. Put that under the dot, under the arrow. And one more go. Here's the dot. All right. Now we can go ahead and don't flip this over. You're going to continue cutting on the same color that you started. And we're going to turn the punch right side up. If you happen to flip it over, nothing is going to match. And again, I have done it. That's why I know. I thought, oh, I'll just flip it over. Keep the paper the same way as you have been cutting it. All right. And the goal is to find the pattern in the dot. All right. So I know that this pattern is lined up perfectly. This little arrow, there's a little blue arrow underneath that I'm on top of. And it's a little snug. I find myself tugging it a little bit more probably than I normally have to because it's such a snug cut. And then we're going to go the other direction as well. And this time you're going to see it on this side. So I'm lining it up to the pattern. All right. Right now I'm going to do it this way. Move all my scraps over. That time my little scrap came off. Let this little guy go underneath. All right, underneath your pattern. Right here, tug it a little bit. It's really tight because this is resisting a little bit. All right, and we're gonna do it again this way. Hopefully you can see it lining up that pattern. Do y'all love the border punches? I just love them. All right, good. This time this didn't fall off, so I'm gonna snip it off. None of mine fell off the last time I did it. Seeing a little bit of a rough edge there. I'm going to smooth that out. You can see a little bit of a rough edge, and that's again, it's from tugging, because the punch doesn't fit perfectly in that space. All right, and let's do it again. Look, I almost flipped it upside down. Crazy. All right, so we're going to go this way this time, tugging a little, and then we're going to pull it this way. This one fits nicely. And then, and that fell off. Huh. I don't know what I did last time for it not to fall off. Little rough edge there. I'm going to smooth that out. All right, and then we got one more to go. Again, this is going to work with any of your border punches. I think I shouldn't say any of them. I've tried quite a few and it's worked with it. I'll show you some in a minute. What I got to work so that you're not in doubt. I should never say never because if the bottom of this space is different on a punch, it may not work like we're hoping. All right. I always say that when you're trying something to grab one of your pieces of paper that you're sick of, that you can't stand to throw it away because you don't like to waste, but you're sick of it and try it on that, or you try it on your new favorite one. All right. So I see, I actually, I saw, did y'all see how I cut that at an angle? Talk to some Aussies. Hi, my Aussie friends, Raylan, and all you fantastic girls from Australia. I'm on the trip, and they were saying sometimes I yell at you to not screw up something, and you do it. Thank you, but thank you for the cookies. The cookies were amazing. All right, so this is not normal. I what happened when I put it in, and I can't fix it now, but what I saw it actually as I did it, but I did it anyways. My paper was not straight in. My punch was maybe at an angle a little bit. So hopefully you all saw that and are learning from my mistakes. But I'm gonna use it anyways, because to me it's not that dramatic that I care. Um, so I'm gonna grab a white sheet of paper and I'm gonna plop it on. Black would be really pretty too. Um, you could pick actually whatever color you want. I'm not sure if I used a real white here or let's see. Now we have so many different whites, don't we? Hard to say what color white I actually used, but I believe it was just a regular white sheet, and it looks like I am smacked out of those in my folder. So give me just a second. I'm going to talk to you so you don't leave. Don't leave. No, don't leave. I think it's just a regular piece of white cardstock that I used. Yep. All right, and I'm gonna throw some repo on it. I want this light pink to have the repo on it because I'm using my bright pink. I'm using repo because of all these little arches. I don't want to be mad because it takes too long, so that's the best option for that. And I'm gonna flip it over like this. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do with my scraps because I can. And again, all of our designer prints are double-sided. I like this because it's not very busy. This is. So when you're working with something that's busy already, it's really good to go simple. So what I did is I did every other one of these. One, two, three, one, two, three, one, two, three. And I am going to put the pink side back in those for a fun look. What do you think about that? Is that super pretty? And the reason I didn't put it in all of them is number one, I don't think it needs it. Also, that way, if you lose some, you don't have to have a tantrum, you know? You know how sometimes it's like, what, I'm short one and you have a tantrum? At least I do. Can't stand when that happens. So this is setting me up to not fail because I'm messy and I lose things all the time. So it's like under my trimmer and put it in the trash by accident, sticking to my arm, sticking to my butt. I always find them later, but usually after I've already cut more. So, anyways, so there we go. Um, let's see. Let's put this one in. Need three more. And then what I did next is I chose another. See, there's all kinds of little cool pieces of trash that you can put back in. Um, Alrighty, where's my big chunky ones? Here's one. You see how I might want to fix that little piece that's a little off there. And oops, that doesn't even have any, it's the wrong hole. And then one more. Okay, so that's that. All right, and then what I did, you might want to use your precision point for this, because these are tinier. I saw 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I wanted to go ahead and put some in the two spot on both of those and do the same thing. I might grab my lifter stick while I'm at it. Do y'all have the lifter stick? I love it. It's great for when you have little pieces like that. What do you think about that? Is that so pretty? Do y'all think I'm so smart? Except for, well, not everybody is perfect. So that's why I give the side up. All right, we're going to put that in. Oh my goodness. Oops. There we go. There's that one. And one more. And then we're going to continue. We're going to go around and finish it, but you don't need me to finish it in front of you because I already finished one in front of you. In front, I actually did one to show you how pretty this would be with the double page spread. I'm going to move these over here, not to the trash because I'm not done with this page. And I do think this is a really pretty page. Let's see. All right, so there's that. And then here's the one that I actually finished so that you can see how pretty that is as a double page spread. It would make a great title page, like maybe the beginning of your summer vacation. You could use the blues. The blue one is really pretty. If we have any of that left, is blue on one side, light blue on the other. I know we have purple left, or we did yesterday. I know we have orange. I don't think the orange one would be quite as pretty with this particular design. To me, but I do think the blue would make it look almost like ocean. So, anyways, I hope you like it. I feel like we have room for photos and journal boxes inside here. You probably could do something fun, like maybe our flowers. I think we still have flowers available. And the paper flowers. These guys. Let me see if we have any colors left in here. Or you could make some, but this is a purple. You could put those different ones. I wouldn't use red on this. Mm, Here's some little white ones. They're the same size. That actually would be really pretty, huh? That I really like a lot. All right. So, anyways, that could be a great thing that you could put in the corner. You could use your foam squares to pop them if you want to give them a little pop pop, but I don't think they would even need it really. All right. So I hope you love this. I love it. And I want to make a page with it. Let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to finish this, but I'm going to show you some that I've already finished with different punches and little variations because this is what I showed my clients my crop last week. So this would be a title page. And what I did on this one is I did the exact same thing. I used the mountain down here, and then I went through with the new road trip punch, and I added that on top. So I did the mountain as part of the paper. This border I added on top. I chopped up some of these cars, the actual pickup trucks vans. They're vans. And made this one a pickup truck. This is a van, made this a pickup truck. This one was a little trickier. I made it kind of look like a sports car. And there's your van. So I just added the color on top. I cut it on this avocado green to be a nice accent to the deep green here. And I took my black Sharpie and I painted the asphalt black, and I also painted the tires black. I love this journal box that comes and hit the road. It says top 5 road trip songs. And I don't know about you, but I can really relate to that, especially when my kids were little, the songs we sang in the car. And I just love this journal box. That would be great. Not a journal box, but it's an embellishment one that you could put a photo on it. But I also loved wherever you go, go with all your heart and a full tank of gas. I thought that would be really great for the beginning of a vacation book. And then you could have a picture, of your car packed up maybe in front of this. So, anyways, I hope you like that one. So this is done with the mountain. It's called Snow Capped Mountains. All right. And then this one I did with spring leaves. Oh, by the way, so after I did this one, I actually cut off some on the outside. So this is more of a frame. So if you don't cut it, because I did this on all 4 sides, there was nothing to cut off. But with this one, I only did it on one side. So I was able to trim it up to give this more of a frame. Do you like that? I like it. All right. And then this one I did the top and the bottom. Um, the mountain I did not think would look good upside down or sideways. So that was what kind of lent me to just do one side. But I love the spring leaf. I think that's really pretty upside down. So I did the top and the bottom only. I did not trim the side. But I could have trimmed the sides to give it more of a framed look here. So I'm glad I didn't, so that you could see what I could do. I could cut that so that you could see this bronze shimmer poking out underneath. Um, this is what line was this? I believe this line is called Wonderful Day, very neutral. And I took an embellishment from Noteworthy, which is also very neutral, to pop this. All right. This one, I'll have to, I I use I don't know if these are still available or not, this paper, the gradient colors. I think they are still available. This is the gradients and the purples. And so that's why this looks gradient-y. And again, I did the top and the bottom. This is the damask. And damask is a frame punch, as is springleaf. And with those punches, you can actually frame a photo, which is what I did here. And so anyways, this is pretty. And you can see how we had room for two photos plus more photos plus another photo plus a journal box, which is what I had here. And I use those paper flowers here. So that's all I've got. I hope that you like it. And I appreciate you watching. And I'm sorry I'm so late. My husband said, "You absolutely cannot blow this off, Becky. Get in there and do your Tip Tuesday." So, anyways, I was gonna do it, but I didn't really have an idea. So I hope that you like this idea. I hope you'll try it. If you need somebody to shop with, I would love for you to shop with me. I would so appreciate it. If you don't already have an advisor that you're working with, my link is www.creativememories.com / user, USER / and then my name, which is Becky, Beckie, like that. And then my last name is Belote, Belote. So thanks for watching. And I'm looking for people that would like to go to Montego Bay with me next year. So if you're somebody that thinks that you would like to try this, 1 in 5 on my team was on that trip with me. So we really rocked it. Yay, team. And we're going to do it again. So I would love to have you on board. It's not too late to earn it. And I will be happy to help tell you about it. Thanks so much. Bye.